There are so many camera options out there, and if you clicked on this video, you were probably wondering what would be the best camera for yourself. Well, today I'm breaking down exactly why I personally bought the Sony A6400, plus sharing all of the positives and negatives about this camera. Coming up. What's going on, guys? It's Gino from Modern Accessory Review, and on this channel we help you find the best products for yourself. As you already know, in today's video we're talking about the Sony A6400, which I have right here. I personally bought this camera for YouTube because it has true 4K video and I want to bring you guys the best content possible. It starts at about $1,000 with, of course, a 16 through 50 millimeter lens, which we have right here, a flip-up screen, which is great for those of us creating videos, and no record limit. With all of the different models out there, it can be a huge struggle trying to find a great camera that fits your specific needs without breaking the bank. Now, don't get me wrong, this camera is still high dollar with just under $1,000, like I mentioned earlier. But it's not horrible when you compare it to other true 4K cameras that can easily take you at a starting price of $2,000. So starting off with the positives, this camera has incredible image quality. I have been very impressed with how this thing shoots in general, and we do get 4K up to 30 frames per second, and it also shoots slow-mo at 1080p up to 120 frames per second. With all of the different frame rate options while still maintaining a great quality of image is very hard to find at a camera with this price point. Second, this thing has incredible autofocus and tracking, which makes this camera pretty much amazing for vlogging or YouTube in general. All we have to do is simply flip out this touchscreen and then touch on your face and it'll completely track it, and you can pretty much make sure that you're in frame and it will always track you. It's really incredible to see. Here's a quick clip of me demonstrating the autofocus and tracking. So as you guys can tell, this camera has some great autofocus and tracking abilities. I can literally move anywhere I want, even go off the screen, and when I go back in the screen, it'll still track my face. Sony actually put an artificial intelligence tracking system into this camera, which is why it remembers and tracks your face so well. The third thing I really love about this camera is this flip-up screen. I know I already mentioned this screen, but it really helps those of us who are vlogging or doing YouTube videos thanks to the touchscreen abilities. This especially helps for doing product reviews like I usually do, because I can just click on a product that's in frame and it will continue to track it all the time with great image quality. Fourth, I absolutely love how this camera can pretty much just run forever. What I mean by this is that this camera has no record limit, which pretty much allows people to record whole sports games like soccer games, football games, whatever, and also like super long YouTube videos and Q&As, which is awesome to have as a content creator. But with this camera, we can film pretty much as long as we want. Along with this, we don't really have any overheating issues whatsoever. I ran this camera easily over an hour and 30 minutes, and it really didn't get that hot at all. Now, I have done some research and some people have done like 2.5 hours and they have been fine as well. So I don't really know what point the camera is going to get hot at, but to be honest, I'm not patient enough to test that myself, and I don't want my camera to be running for like 4 or 5 hours straight. So overall, you don't have to worry about it overheating. Finally, the last thing that I really enjoy about the A6400, which I'm sure a lot of you filmmakers out there would really enjoy, is the picture profiles, like the C9 IV, S-Log2 and 1, Hybrid Log Gamma, and so on, which is pretty much just filters or allowing you to shoot in flat image, which you can then color correct later on within your editing program. I really enjoy this feature because it allows you to grow with the camera and really enjoy the creative side of your content. But alongside the positives come the negatives, so here they are. First off, you already know I love the screen, but it flips right up to where the hot shoe is, so if you have an external mic, then the mic is going to be blocking the screen. There is a solution to this though, which is this cage right here, and allows you to connect an external microphone to the side so that it's not in the way of the screen. You simply just put it over your camera like so, and then screw it down in the bottom right here, and then you can attach your mic right here so that it's not in the way of your screen. This thing is about 20 bucks on Amazon, which, to be honest, is definitely worth the price if you're thinking about getting the Sony A6400. Now, obviously you guys know I love the flip-up screen, but I wish it was done a little better by Sony. What I mean by this is you kind of have to like pull it out, flip up, push up, and like do all of these different motions. And I kind of wish it was just one fluid flip-up motion instead of having to do all of this stuff like right here. It's not that big of a deal, but it does just take a bit of time, and it would be nice if we just had one simple motion. The second thing that I don't like about this camera is we don't really have any in-body stabilization. I think the reason we don't have this feature is because Sony wanted this camera to stay within a semi-affordable price point, and if they did include that stabilization feature, the camera would be a lot more. Now, if you do want super smooth video, then you can buy a gimbal, which will allow you to have that super smooth content that you're going for. This isn't really a big deal for myself because most of the time I'm just recording with a camera on a tripod, but if you're vlogging, then you may want to invest in a gimbal, or really, if you just have your hand like super steady, then it's not that bad and you'll probably get used to it over time with just holding your hand super steady. However, I did do a quick test of the stabilization, so here it is. So as you can tell, it's pretty shaky, but it's not like the worst thing in the world, and it's something you can definitely deal with. One last thing that I don't like about Sony cameras in general is that everything is just a bit more expensive than Canon. So if you were to upgrade your lens, then your lens will be a little bit more expensive and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to get a Sony for yourself and exactly where your budget is. So now that we got all of the pros and cons to the A6400, let's talk about the build quality. First off, we have this fairly small portable design, which is great for traveling and on-the-go activities. The smaller structure is also very nice if you're vlogging because it allows you to hold your camera up and your hand doesn't really ever get tired unless you're weak. As you can see, we have all of the controls and buttons on the back of the camera and the top, just like any other regular camera would have. And of course, we have this included strap that you can connect to the side of the camera, which, to be honest, I've never really used, but it's always great to have. Everything else is pretty much just what a regular camera would have, like the battery and chip input right here. We have a charging input right here with our mic input, and the mic input is actually very nice to have to attach an external mic. However, the mic on the camera itself is actually really incredible, and I have a quick test showing you guys the mic on this camera, so here it is. Alright guys, so this is the mic built into the camera, and I was actually surprisingly shocked how good this thing is. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions. Now, one thing that I almost forgot to mention to you guys that I really like about this camera is the ability to shoot in time lapses in 4K. I haven't messed around with this feature too much myself, but I am excited to do it in the future, and the fact that you can do it in 4K is really cool to have. We also have this S and Q feature right here, which I'm not too sure if you can see it or not, but it allows you to pretty much quickly change between slow and fast, which is pretty much just slow-mo videos or fast-paced videos. And by the way, these slow-mo videos you can shoot up to 120 frames per second, which I believe I have already mentioned, but I just said it again for you guys there. I also created the ultimate vlogging setup real quick for you guys so that you can see exactly what I use for some of my videos. This includes the first thing, which is this Joby tripod that is really cool to have and allows you to get some awesome shots thanks to the flexibility of these legs. You can put it up like this here. You can like wrap it around a tree branch or something like that. And it's super versatile and very durable, so you can have peace of mind that it'll last you a long time. And this goes for about $60 on Amazon. The next thing that you are definitely going to want to get if you're thinking about the Sony A6400 is this camera cage right here. It's really easy to attach, and all you do is set the camera inside of it right here. Or you can grab like a quarter and flathead screwdriver and just screw it into the camera like so. And then once that's on, you just attach it. You just attach it like here onto this Joby tripod, and then you're set to go. Of course, the reason I love this cage so much is that you can attach other things onto it as well. If you want to put like your mic to the side or on the top, whatever your preference is. Now, the last thing that I would recommend to get for this setup is an external microphone, but the external microphone that I use is actually currently being used on the camera right now. So I will have a little picture that pops up like right here. If you guys want to check out the Sony A6400 or any of the attachments I talked about in this video, I will link them all down below with my affiliate links for the most updated prices. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button and comment your thoughts below on the Sony A6400. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.